The funds aim to invest in companies managers believe are limiting water use or creating solutions for cleaner drinking water, both increasingly important these days. But there's a catch. Since they directly invest in water rights or have direct exposure to the price of water, names like Nike and Hyatt hotels can also be included, which my next guest says waters these funds down. Joining me now is Bobby.
See, this is what the fuck we were talking about.
Research analyst. Bobby, it's great to have you. So why would a fund justify holding Nike?
Well, look, the fund company that owns Nike and their fund, that's Calvert, their strategy, they purport to invest in water use leaders. So they look at sectors that might have heavy use of water. These are things like apparel, the hotel industry, and they look to identify companies that have really efficient use of water. Nike, they deem as one of those leaders in the apparel sector. Certainly that's a noble goal, and the reason behind that checks out. But ultimately, what we found is a lot of investors, when they buy a water fund, they're looking for something differentiated. And what ultimately happens is you have this amalgamation of securities spread across numerous different sectors, and you end up with fairly standard equity beta rather than anything really differentiated.
So, and I'll quote from the report, you say it's doubtful you need a water fund. They are niche funds that may duplicate exposure elsewhere because many of their holdings figure in other more diversified stock funds. So I guess there's two reasons people might want exposure to water funds. One, like you said, is because they're not correlated. It's diverse, which you're saying maybe that's not the case if they hold a lot of these other companies. The other reason, though, is more of this ESG idea, the idea of I want to invest in water with an eye towards those water companies improving their environmental goals. Do these funds achieve that goal, do you think?
Certainly some of them do, or at least purport to. The challenge is many of these holdings are conglomerates. So you look at something like Roper Technology, which is one of the top holdings in many of these different strategies. Yes, it does have a fairly sizable water filtration business, but they're also supplying equipment to the oil and gas industry. They have business lines that are really spread across the globe. So to single out that water filtration business, which is a marginal part of their business, it's hard for an ESG investor to ensure that each incremental dollar that they allocate to a water fund, which then goes on to Roper Technologies, it's hard for them to specifically say, we want this to go to the water filtration business. It's getting spread across many different business lines that often have little to do with the ESG theme.
Well, as more money pours into ESG investing, this kind of reporting is more important than ever. Bobby, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.